Hey everybody, welcome back. I know it's been a bit, but it's January 14th, I believe today is. So January is generally kind of hit us a little hard at times. No matter what we do, no matter how hard we prepare, things just kind of come out of left field with us. Husband had to have surgery on earlier this month, whatever that first Saturday was, the 3rd or whatever. He's got to have another procedure in a couple weeks. Just a lot of things have happened. Things are higher. So what I wanted to show you is today, I'm making my chicken noodle soup. What I did earlier, because I have been having a harder time with it being colder and all, I have to do things a little different in the kitchen, and trying to film it for you is just a little too much. So what I did was I filmed earlier for you what I did. I took my big Dutch oven out. I put my chicken in. The chicken that I used was a Sam's organic whole chicken. So you'll see me do that when we come back. When I do the voiceover for this, I'll tell you how much of everything I used. But what I also want to show you is something else when you get back, because I tend to do my chicken noodle soup a little different. Everybody has their own way. This is what my mother taught me years ago, that a lady she used to work with taught her. And it's got a lot of healing to it. I'll be honest with you. I think it's just the blend of the spices and everything that helps clear us up. It is flu season. We are in the middle of flu season, and I'm trying to keep us well. So I figured I'll go ahead and make this tonight, because I want you to see what I did, see where we are now, and I'm going to catch you up to speed because I'm finishing dinner now. But what I'm going to show you when I tell you, I've got to tell you something when you come back that's probably going to blow your mind. But this is what we're going to do, and I'm going to take you along this journey with me. So I've got my apron on. If you see it, don't pay it any attention. It is still a Christmas one, because I still can't find my apron. I don't know where it's at. So I'm either going to be wearing this one or the camo one or my husband's. So I'm going to be using those for a bit. So while I get everything together, I'm going to show you what I've done earlier and bring you up to speed. So I'll see you in just a few minutes. So what I did was, after I got my camera situated here, I want you to see exactly what I'm doing. That is my favorite Dutch oven that I have out. My chicken, I try to prepare my ingredients first before I start cooking, because to me it just makes things easier. Turn that burner on about a medium, little over a medium. That is a whole organic chicken that we were blessed with. In the pot, I had already put a little avocado oil. You guys know I've made some changes, and that is one of them. Put the chicken in first, because if I put my other ingredients in first, I run the risk of burning and not roasting. 7 cloves of minced garlic went on top. And I made sure I got every single drop of that garlic in. Now I'm getting ready to show you one of the changes that I made. That is a shallot. I did a rough chop on that, and I threw that on top. And then I took 2 whole yellow onions, not sweet onions. I used the yellow onions. That's where your healing properties are to me. And I'm going to show you something else that I do around here too. And because that onion and everything, you need to let that flavor get in there. That was actually just a little more garlic that I had on my thing, and that I threw a little pot of ginger. I've got probably what equates to about a cup of diced carrots that I had in my freezer. A cup or so of diced celery. And then I'm just, when you see me throwing stuff off my knife, it's just things I'm cleaning off of my my cutting board, because I want to make sure I get it all. Now I'm going to add to that 1 teaspoon. I'm going to use my teaspoon. So we're going to use black pepper. Now, as you will hear me say later in the video, when you start tasting, I start with a teaspoon of black pepper. That is not as much as I use. I'm going to add in some salt. This is my sea salt. I'm going to put 2 teaspoons of sea salt in there. Just remember, you may think that's a lot of salt. That's a big chicken and all those vegetables. Nothing has had any seasoning on it whatsoever. And these are seasonings, and you can actually, instead of using all of these, you can use the Nature's Own blend. I just don't have any. Onion powder. I know I've got onions in there, but I'm still adding onion powder because in the Nature's Own, that's one of the ingredients. So I'm going to use 1.5 teaspoons of onion powder. That's my garlic powder. Actually, these are garlic and onion granules, just because they're a little bit bigger of a grind. That was 1 teaspoon of garlic. These are ingredients that I find important and I cook with a lot. You guys see me use those a lot. Rosemary. Put a little bit of that rosemary in there. Healing properties possible. I use about 1/2 teaspoon, but it just makes it taste so good. You need your rosemary and your thyme in there to be able to bring out the flavors of that chicken. I'm only using 1/2 teaspoon. I need you to remember, as you see me do these, my rosemary and my thyme are ground. I have a texture sensitivity and I have a texture issue. So I take my spices like that and I do a fine grind on them. So if you're using a ground rosemary, a ground thyme, anything like that's going to be stronger. I rinsed out my bowl that I had my things in just with a little bit of water to get down in there so I could start the searing of the skin on the chicken. Breast side up, breast side down. It doesn't really matter because all you really are doing is cooking this. So at this point, I need you to remember, even when I'm doing my chicken broth, my chicken stock, I do it this way. You can drain it, you can take everything off, but you want to flavor it. That's where your flavors are going to come in. So I just cover it with water, put my lid on it, and I let it come to a boil, and I reduce it and cook it for a couple of hours. And then I stir it, add water when needed, because of the fact that, as it cooks down, your water is going to cook out. So I do add a little bit more, and you will see here soon how rich that broth is. Takes about a couple of hours to do. Okay, everybody, so you saw what I did. Got everything in the Dutch oven. Took about 2.5 hours to cook. And then I'm going to show you over here, show you what I've done. So bear with me, I'm going to move you, because you know me and my high-tech technology around here. All right, so the next thing you're going to do, and I did put all the seasonings in it to get my broth, because that's what you're doing. You're building flavor. You want to get all that stuff in there while you're cooking your chicken. I took it out. This is not completely deboned. I took what meat off of it that I wanted, and then we will debone the rest of that later and put it up for another use. I have found out over the years, we will not go through this whole pot today. This will probably halfway at least be frozen. So since I know this is going to be frozen, I don't cook my noodles in my soup because I don't want these to break down in the freezer. They will, they have, no matter what I use, they all break down when they're submerged in the water because they just keep breaking down. So at this point, this is what my soup looks like. I did add another, teaspoon of black pepper in here because that's the thing. This is going to have a little peppery bite. No Tabasco, no hot sauce. Regular black pepper. That's what you want. You want the regular pepper. And this is what it looks like right now. Bring it all over here. Don't look at my kitchen. It's a mess. See how rich that is? Now, once I pulled that chicken out, that went down to about halfway. The broth did. That is a stock because it is so rich and thick. It's actually what I do with this. If I wasn't cooking anything, I would drain this and actually do these in smaller containers because you have to have water. That is so rich. So I did fill it back up to here and it has cooked down. So this is ready to go. I put my egg noodles. We decided we wanted egg noodles. I'm cooking them separately. Now, Adrian, I don't want to, you can put rice. So you got chicken and rice right there. Now, at this point that you are at, I cook my chicken and dumplings the same way. But when I go to take my chicken out and I do everything, if I was turning this into chicken and dumplings, I would have went it through my strainer and pulled all my vegetables out and just had my broth. So what I'm going to do, because that's why that's another reason I don't put either my noodles or my rice in my soup, because we may be using this as soup today with noodles in it. But when I freeze what we have left in that pot, I can't guarantee it's going to be chicken noodle soup next time. It may be chicken and rice. It may be chicken and dumplings because it is winter. So it's not like I am stuck with making chicken noodle soup out of that whole thing, that whole pot. Now, I always put my noodles back in here because it's easier for me to control. I also made bread today. So we'll have, and then I had some left over, so I made some little rolls. So we'll have rolls to go with it. But I also tried out doing some cheese in my bread, and that's delicious. And I have my regular loaf. So this is ready to go. Now, do this however you want. We are getting older, and choking hazards are starting to get to us. So I do not shred my chicken. Used to, I shredded my chicken. I leave it a little more whole. And then as it cooks, it breaks down to the perfect size. And like I said, we'll take the rest of this chicken, debone it, and I'll throw it, whatever that chicken is, in the freezer until I need more chicken next time. It's how I do things around here. Because here's my thing. We are getting older. We don't eat as much as we used to. We don't eat like we used to. So what I like to do is put my noodles in the bottom. And see, the nice thing about this is tomorrow, whatever noodles I have left, I can just put them down the bowl cold. And when I warm this up and put on top, it's going to rewarm my noodles. Just like when you have pho or anything like that, how they put their noodles in the bottom and then put their broth on the top to help warm up their noodles. That's what I like to do. So I'm going to take these noodles and put them in my bowl. Getting everybody's together right now. And then all I'm going to do is just put over the top what I think they will eat. You can make it as soupy. You can make it as noodly as you want. So this right here, it takes a while. It took me all day. I did, well, actually all day, all afternoon. I did not get this chicken started as early as I wanted to. So what I did was it didn't start until about 2 o'clock. No, a little bit before that. My husband was at work. So I'm going to taste this for you. Just because I already know how it is. I've tasted it all day. That's what I'm going to tell you too. You need to taste your seasonings throughout the process. This is just the broth. I'm telling y'all, it's the best thing. I already gave my husband a little taste to make sure I had my seasonings right. And even he was like, oh, that pepper's perfect. You want that pepper where you go in there going, that may be a little strong. It goes in and breaks everything up for you. I'm just going to put a little bit more on top of that one because I think it needs a little bit more. Because you want to be able to feel it. You want to be able to go, whew, maybe I put a little too much. If you think you put just a little too much, that's enough. That's what you need. So if you taste it and it balances perfect, add more pepper. Because pepper is what you need to break up this stuff. Now, everybody has their own family secrets. Everybody has their own way of doing things. This is just what my mother's always done for us. And when we get sick, I make it. Right now, knock on wood, nobody's sick. But I'm going to try to make sure that we keep it that way. Now, I've been in this weird mood. I've been having a lot of migraine auras and issues this week. So food is very difficult for me right now. However, I knew I could eat this. So I won't put a lot of chicken in mine. That's what I like about keeping it bigger too, is I can go around it if you want to. Some people want more chicken. Some people want less.
But you do need to go ahead and just build your flavors. That's why I bought what I didn't buy it. It comes from the pantry. So I was gifted a whole chicken. So I purposefully saved that. We got it back before Christmas, and I put it in the freezer and waited until this month. Tomorrow I'm going to go to Aldi. Like I said, funds are a little tight this month, but that's okay because I got a couple $100. So we're going to go to Aldi and be able to stock up on what we need. And I'm going to take you to do that with me too, just strictly because I want to show you. Okay, I'll show you what I have in here and what I need, and then I'll show you what I get. So, chicken noodle soup takes a while. It does take several hours. Some people do it in a crock pot. I prefer the stovetop. See my fan? I love this thing. My husband bought it for me in the fall because this kitchen, like as you guys know, we live in a mill house, so this kitchen gets very hot. So he went and got me one of those from Ollie's. So we have an Ollie's here in town. If you don't know what Ollie's is, it is a discount store similar to a Big Lots or something like that. So, guys, chicken noodle soup, easy. Chicken. You can make it chicken and rice. You can make chicken and dumplings. What I may do is let us eat on this a couple of days, put the rest up, and then maybe the next couple of weeks, because it's going to be cold again, I will make chicken and dumplings next time and show you how to turn that into chicken and dumplings. So that's all I got for you today, and it's pretty quick. Like I said, I wasn't feeling my best, so I did want to video what I did before and then show you how to do the rest. But like I said, if you do them separate, that way if you have anything left over, you need to freeze it, won't break down on you in the freezer, because rice breaks down horribly in the freezer if you leave it in liquid. I've not had good success with that. Some people, and we can freeze rice by itself. I just don't put it in my liquid. So there again, if you want to put them all up, and if we have any noodles left, I may try something with that to put them in the freezer and bring them back out. So I want to see what I can do ahead. That's what we got to do a lot this week. I'm out of onions in my freezer. I'm out of minced garlic. I'm out of so much that usually I like to keep prepared in the freezer. So I'm going to have to do some of that. So we're going to be doing that this week. I'm going to tell you, like I told my husband about something earlier. I can't promise I'll be back tomorrow, but I sure am going to try. Right now, promises are not something that I can keep, so I don't make them because I don't know from one way to the next how I'm going to feel, especially with the weather being cold. But today we got it to 58, so I was able to get some stuff done and see you today. I think I'm going to start a different channel also, just so we can talk. Some days that I can't get up and cook, it's nice just to be able to talk to you. So I think I'm going to try that too. So, I know with the way everything's going right now, for me to you, stay safe. And you know, I always say it, take care of yourselves, but really do look out for your neighbors right now. Everybody's having a hard time. And just smile at people. People are getting extra cranky right now because of everything. So try to find your joy in your day. Try to find your bright spot. I found mine. Just happened to be in the kitchen today, which it usually is, other than my husband and my kids. My son's gone. He's gone to his dad's for the week. So chicken noodle soup, easy peasy. Took everything. Like I said, it doesn't take a lot of time. It just takes a lot of time to cook. So guys, I appreciate you being here. Do me a favor. If you have anybody who's struggling or needs some help, send them over here. We're going to be doing some more things with lentils. I know everybody's like, oh, you can use lentils, and they do taste like hamburger. It is amazing. They are a great meat substitute. I know there's a lot of people who are vegan are probably saying, Adrian, we could have told you that. I know, but honestly, until you put something in my hand, I'm not going to get it until I can try it out myself. I've made tacos. We're going to try to make sloppy joes. I've heard it makes a mean sloppy joe. I made bread today. Didn't make buns, but I made a big loaf of bread. So I've got the bread. We may have those within the next couple of days. So stay with me. If you're new here, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate you. If you're not new here and you're thank you so much for being here with me again. You guys truly have no idea how much it means to me to think that people are watching and maybe they're learning a thing or two. I know I say this every time. Ask me a question. Ask me anything. If I don't know, I'll tell you I don't know, but we'll find out together. There's a lot I want to do this year. I'm working on a kitchen bucket list for the year. Things I want to learn to make. I've made English muffins before. We're going to make those again, and we'll make them with you this time. I'm trying to figure out the difference between the rolling of my tortilla and my naan. My tortillas turned out great. My naan looked more like tortillas. So I'm trying to figure all that out. And croissants. That's my big thing for the year. So if you guys want to roll down this road with me, I would love for you guys to join me. If you have any tips, suggestions, let me know. I'm all ears. So guys, I want to thank you so much for being here. Don't forget to like this video if you liked it. If you haven't subscribed, please do. It just lets me know that people are watching. Honestly, it's just more therapeutic for me too. And I feel like I'm able to teach you what my grandmothers and my mother has taught me over the years. At 51, I learned a few things. Not everything, and I don't know everything. I still haven't done a water bath canning. We're going to do that too because I got strawberries in the freezer I want to can. I want to make jam out of it. I'm going to try to can them. So we're going to be doing that too. So stay with me, guys. Have a great night. I'm going to go feed my family. Take care of yourselves. Take care of your neighbors. I'll see you next time.